And
wait, this is Kristen, right? So
Hi.
a lot of you guys are on board with that?
No.
What?
I did. When?
I said you guys.
yes, we have the, we're ready to go.
It's like as in your group. You guys are on board with making sure that it's not going over.
Yeah, generally.
Are we good? Yeah. Right on. Okay. So, United States, yeah? So what my project is, or my speech is on breast cancer. Just start with your attention getter.
I am.
Let's start over.
All right, so this is the rate by color of 100,000 of levels of breast cancer and who's been affected and who's died. So, and all the lighter colors are like Alabama, Arizona, all those. It's 36,000 to, I mean, you can see the numbers, they're pretty high. And this is in the year of 2005 of deaths and instances of breast cancer. So just to get an idea of how big this cancer is. It's the second leading killer of women. Okay, you can turn that off. Alright. So what I'm going to talk to you today about is the Susan G. Komen Foundation, and kind of give you a story of who she was and what happened to her and why this started. So she is a normal girl, like any one of us, and she was born in Peoria, I believe that's how it's called, Peoria, Illinois. And she was a normal, high school cheerleader, prom queen, stuff like that. She went to college, lived a normal life, came back to her hometown, and discovered a lump in her breast. She went to her family physician and decided to get a biopsy. In that biopsy, she was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 33. So her family physician, she didn't go to any specialist, she just stayed at home. So basically, the doctor that would treat you for a common cold is treating her for breast cancer. They called in a specialist, quote unquote, and he told her that he could cure her, which is of course what she wanted to hear, right? He did do what was called a subcutaneous mastectomy, which is kind of like, or it is taking the inside of the breast and removing the inside but leaving the outer tissue whole. So if you think, it's like a balloon, just a flat balloon, that's what it is. The doctor came out to the family and said, I cured her, acted all nonchalant. A month later, lumps came back. She still had breast cancer. Her family took her to the Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, where they began an aggressive chemotherapy treatment. Unfortunately, with chemotherapy, the radiation does not know bad cells from good cells, so it kills them all. She began to lose her hair, get very stressed out, very tired. So a lot of people lose the will to do certain things in their normal life that they would without having the cancer. It started to work, but unfortunately, after 15 months, they started to see the cancer started to slow down, but 1 month later, it got worse again. She died. Her sister Nancy, who was the one who actually began to talk to her sister about this problem what she was going through and was there for her sister, can recall her sister saying how she hated how hospitals looked, how they're so white and clean and it makes you feel horrible. And so Susan told her sister Nancy that she wanted something done. And so after she died, after a great deal of mourning, her sister thought, what can one person do to make a difference? So Nancy G. Brinker, who is Susan G. Komen's sister, decided to start the Susan G. Komen Race for the Cure in 1982. It is one of the largest networks in the United States. And they have raised over $1.2 million, nonprofit, for breast cancer. you may have heard of them, they do races and they do the 3-day walks. This is actually Breast Cancer Month, so this is why I'm doing this. They do the 3-day walks, the bike rides, and this happens in more than one country. Italy does this, I think Brazil does this as well, and they get a lot of, not promotions, but a lot of help from other companies. So you've heard of Yoplait yogurt, right? Mm-hmm. Have you heard of, if you keep the top and you mail it in, they donate 10 cents to each mailed top to the breast cancer organization. Yoplait, American Airlines, Coldwater Creek Clothing, Ford, Mott's Applesauce, the Fuse drinks, New Balance shoes, Remax, they all support this Susan D. Komen Foundation. So in 1983 was the first run, and it had 800 people. In 2002, over 1.3 million people and over 100 races started to happen. And then they also had it in 2 other countries, just as big. And now, in 2008, they celebrated their 25th anniversary of the Susan B. Komen Foundation. So I brought this topic up because breast cancer runs in my family, and it's a possibility that I might get it. And I just wanted you guys to become more informed of what people are doing. Thank you. What people are doing, how you could help if you decided to help, and just basically what it's about. Thanks. Right on. No question.
Just stay up there.
All right. Stay here forever, I can do.
So how many days or months does it take to develop the cancer from the first
I'm
stage?
sorry, I didn't hear you.
How many days or months does it take for the cancer to develop from maybe
It
stage
depends
1?
on how aggressive your cancer is. So if it's terminal or stage 1, from like the first procedure I talked about, the mastectomy,
Yeah.
and if that works, then that's great. But unfortunately, some people have to go through this long ordeal. She went through over 15 months of constant surgeries and chemotherapy that was killing her inside, because chemotherapy kills good blood cells, or good cells and bad cells. So it just depends on when you find it. That's why they recommend mammograms and stuff like that. Even men get breast cancer, if you didn't know that. And the men's rate isn't as high, but it does happen. So,
Hello. So, is there any way that you might prevent it, or are there prevention techniques at all, or it's just hereditary?
it's a cancer, it's hereditary, a lot of it is, and then,
Stress, malnutrition?
exactly, stress, nitrogen,
Okay.
you just gotta be careful, yeah.
What's the average age one should be screened at?
They say 18, so that's when I had my first one, yeah, 18, because it can affect you very young.
You're just supposed to check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They have self breast exams, just even men, like just feeling around. And if you feel like it's like a lump.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel a lump, then you should go get a chest. Some could be benign, some could be
They have
cancer.
these booths usually on campus, like, I don't know if they've had them this year, where there's these little booths, and you go in and you...
It's like silicone, and you can feel what a bump will feel like.
Yeah, it gives you like the different types of lumps, so that you can
Yeah.
feel around.
So then you know what to look for when you're looking by yourself. Is that it?
It's like a little...
Good job.
Yay.